Hi everyone, my name's Anne-Marie. Welcome to day 25 and page 23 of Journal in January. Now, Journal in January is 31 days of creating a photo journal, and it's following my adventures to create for in Atlanta last year to the Anna Griffin experience of a lifetime. I'm going to try and add details of every item that I've used under every day's journaling episode on my blog, so please be sure to check it out. Please be sure to share any of my projects. I've got quite a few on there now, and you know, it's great that you're enjoying it, and I love hearing from you. So please contact me, send me a message, let me know what you're thinking, let me know if you're enjoying it. I've heard from so many of you so far, and you can see that we're building up a great journal. Our journal is going to be so fat when we're finished with all our pages, and I'm just hoping that it's inspiring you to think, you know what, I could do that with the photos of my fish or my plants or my water lilies, birds, whatever. And it's just great that maybe it's making that grey matter tick, shall we say. So everything's going to be on my blog. I love hearing from you. Please don't ask me questions on YouTube because I can't reply to you, and it makes me look kind of rude, and I'm not rude. I'm far from it. So it's like, if you ask me on Facebook. I can reply there, and that's the housekeeping out the way. So today's page is called the Cheesecake Factory. Why else would I go to the mall? I didn't mention it in yesterday's episode, but one thing that I really wanted to do in my downtime was go to the Cheesecake Factory, because I've never been, I've never seen one before, only on The Big Bang Theory, where Penny used to work. And I'd said to my husband, we have to go to the Cheesecake Factory before we go. So we did. And we went, and it was really, really busy. I mean really busy. And eventually we got served. I mean, I'm not saying it was a long time. It was just a case of it was really busy. And when you're really tired and you're just kind of irritable. So we were waiting what seemed like an eternity. And it probably was. But anyway, that's beside the point. It was worth it. So we're going to build up our pages. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't have a lot of things that are vintage. I'm kind of like that person that has the majority of just vintage things. So to create a page for something that's not really vintagey is sometimes a challenge, and you might be the same. Now, the set of stamps I've used for this page, it's not Anna Griffin, the Dovecraft stamps, and they're an old set, and I think they're called the sweet stamps, and they're all to do with cake and sweet things. Now, what I've done is I've taken some of the Anna Griffin cardstock, it's double-sided, and I've stamped on one side Life is Sweet in permanent black ink, and on the other piece, for the background of our journal, Time for Cake. So I've done that previously, and I know you're going to start struggling to see me, but our journal is building up. And it's so big that the pages are now going to be wider than the camera lens. I'll have to watch that for next time. Now, the two photos that we're going to use might not be the most interesting in the world. I keep saying that. To me, all my photos are quite interesting, but to you, they might not be. So you might go to the Cheesecake Factory every week. It might be nothing new to you. We don't have anything like this where we live. We live in the middle of nowhere. So it's a bit like, oh, it was amazing for us. So my photo is the menu. How exciting is that? And then, look at that. look at that cheesecake. I could eat that now. And that shake, oh my word. That's like, oh. You know, a couple of pages ago, I put a sentiment. A minute on my lips is a lifetime on my hips. That's it. So, those are our two photos. Now, we're going to mat and layer the one that we haven't matted and layered. So, for anybody that doesn't know what that is, it's where you cut a piece of cardstock larger than the previous item that you're using, whether it's a photo or cardstock, and you cut it so that it's got an edge around it to create a frame-like border. So you've seen how I've just simply attached the photo onto the back of the onto the cardstock, shall we say. So that creates a mat and layer. Now all I've done with the two background pieces of cardstock is stamp them and add the double-sided tape on the back. So I'm going to simply add the cardstock into the journal. Peel away the tape and then add the second page as well. Now, I really do like stamping words on a base image because I think it looks so professional. I've inked just slightly around the edges just to make it look a little bit vintagey, shall we say. Now, we're going to do this page first. So, for the base of it, I've used one of my favourite papers ever from Anna Griffin. And this is from the Rose Designer collection. I know I said most of it's from the Dovecrafts, but this just shows that you can mix and match. I've torn a piece, so it was from my scrap box. I've torn a piece just that fits across the centre of the base of the background. I've also torn another section, and this is to go at the bottom of the page, like so, straight across the bottom. There we go. Now, I'm going to do all of this page first, because I think it'll work better doing it this way. I'm going to add my photo, but I'm adding it in the diamond shape. So I'm just simply peeling the back away. Now the photo was taken like this. However, I think it works really well as the diamond. And it'll sit nicely on my page. And then I've also already taken some of the sentiments. Now these sentiments, these are so much fun. And this set was sent to me by my friend Chris. And she actually sent it to me, so it was at the hotel waiting for me in America. And they're from a company in America, and they're all sayings about chocolate and cake and different sweet things. So the first one says, I never met a chocolate I didn't like. Whoa, that was made for me. Now this one is sprinkled with fun, and this is from the Dovecrafts stamps actually. This one is again from the American ones. I'm going to check the actual make of them, and I will put it on the blog. I think I know, but I don't want to say it in case it's wrong. So this one says, chocolate tastes as good as skinny feels. I'm sure it does. You know what? I've tasted lots of chocolate, but I've never been skinny. And I just don't care. I'm happy in my skin. I might have a lot of it, but I'm happy in it. So we're going to position that one over the top of the two previous ones. So we've got 3 sentiments at the bottom of that page. So now we can, oh, I've got an extra one for this page. I nearly forgot. I've stamped out a saying, and it says, do what you love. Do what you love what you do. Okay? So it's do what you love what you do. Works both ways. I've stamped it and I've folded the edge under, and I've just got flat tape on the side, and all I'm going to do is add this over the side of our Cheesecake Factory photo, so that it does that. Just an added little bit of interest on our page. This page now is quite straightforward. We have our photo for the top. This is what I would call, I'm going to say simple, but it's, you know, it's not simple with all the preparation that people do. But it's a classic layout. So we've got our photo at the top where we've matted and layered it onto coordinating cardstock because it was double-sided. Now we've also got two embellishments. Now you see how we've got an empty plate here. I can't for the life of me remember what was on that empty plate, but I'm not that fussed about seeing it. So I'm going to use that to cover that little piece up, and I'm going to cover it with a stamped image that says every day's a Sunday, and I thought that related really nicely to the shake that's on the photo. And I just want to point out that I have used crystals in the corners, and I'm not worried about my journal getting bulky because it's getting bulky anyway. And I know the little crystals will make it even bulkier, but I can work with that. Now the next sentiment is, it says piece of cake, and I'm just going to add that underneath our Sunday sentiment. And I'm going to finish this page off with a stamped image. Now I've stamped this image out, it's again from the Dovecraft range, and it's with the whole suite range. I don't know if it's still available, but it's showing you the idea of what you could use. There will be other firms out there that have things like this. Now I've stamped it in black permanent ink, I've coloured it in, I've shadowed it, and just made it look very appetising. And then I've taken it through the Xyron machine to get the adhesive on the back of it, and I'm simply going to add it onto our page just like that. And I think that finishes off the page perfectly. We've got a little bit of interest on that with the little flip. We could, if we still had the receipt, I don't know if we have, I'd have to check, could add the receipt there. That would look good. And then few quotes about chocolate. Now I've not written anything personal on this page because I thought it just goes to show that you can use your rubber stamps and your sentiments, etc. You don't always have to write on it. So we start with the life is sweet, and then we go through with the do what you love what you do, sprinkled with fun, chocolate tastes as good as skinny feels. I never met a chocolate I didn't like. Every day is a Sunday, piece of cake, time for cake. So it's all sweetness related, and it just works so well. And look at that thickness now. Whoa, that's building into some incredible journal. I do hope you're enjoying watching. So I think that nicely leads me on to say, I'd like to thank you so much for watching, and I do hope you're going to enjoy me. I can't speak. What's happened? I do hope you're going to join me tomorrow for where we start to come home, unfortunately, and we're going to get all sad. Only joking. We're going to build our pages about coming home, and it is sad to leave anywhere, especially when you've had such a good time. So we're going to build up our final, I think there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pages we're going to build up into coming home. And then we're going to do a review of the full journal and go back and see where we started. If there's anything we need to tweak, we can tweak it. I don't think we will. I don't think there'll be anything that we add. But you'll be able to see the difference from where we start, just quite simple, and then building up into some quite elaborate pages. So I'd just like to say thank you so much for watching, and I shall see you tomorrow.